Good morning, everybody. Charlie here with Red Summit RF. Today I am continuing with my series on portable Morse Code paddles. Welcome back to those of you who have been following along and have watched the previous videos. Today I will be reviewing the BaMaKey TP-III. Now, this key's been manufactured by BaMaTech, and that's a German engineering company, and you probably are familiar with them. The owner is Markus Baseler, and his call sign is DL6YYM. And this company was the company that provided the aftermarket enclosure for the QCX transceiver kit. So if you put together one of the original QCX, not the QCX Mini, then you probably ordered a aftermarket enclosure from this company. This paddle is a successor to the BaMaTech TP-II. The TP-III is quite a bit smaller than the TP-II, and the 3 is actually specifically designed to be used in the field for portable operations and has a few improvements over the 2 that are exciting. So I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about this paddle. So let's go on over to the workbench and I'll bring it up and show you. Okay, so at the time of this video, the cost of these paddles was 155 euros or about $175. And after you tack on shipping, you're looking at a cost of a little over $200. It comes in a reasonable amount of time for shipping from Germany, and my package included a little candy and the strap that goes over the top, just for promotional purposes, really. You can use it for anything, but it's not really for the paddle. I have some video that I'll show you here. When my package arrived, it looks like it had been sitting out in the rain for quite a while, and it was damaged. It was crushed. I was really concerned that the paddle was going to be damaged as well, and that I was going to have to send it back and get another one. But I guess Marcus must have been the one that shipped it to me. He did a really good job. It was safe and sound, encased in a bunch of bubble wrap, and no damage at all. So I'm very happy about that. So let me take this band off, and I'll show you the paddle. It comes in a box like this here. And there's a Allen wrench here for adjusting, and then it just sits right here in this nice foam packaging. So I'll pull it out. The BaMaKey TP-III comes in 2 colors, either the gray base with red paddles, which is what I have here, or you can get a red base with gray paddles. And both housings come with an anodized finish, which is really nice. It is significantly smaller than the TP-II, and like the 2, is totally enclosed with a clear top on the top here, and heavy base magnets that are the strongest I have seen. Man, do these magnets really do a job on staying connected to metal. It weighs 70 grams, which compared to the 16 grams of the Pico Palm is pretty heavy. Let me pull the Pico Palm in here to show you the size difference. It's quite a bit wider, but about the same length. The paddles are totally enclosed with a rather unique design where the paddles cross each other. You can kind of see here and here to the opposite sides of the contacts. So this means when you adjust the paddle spacing in these paddles and the tension, you do so by doing it on the opposite side. So like if you want to do this paddle, then you would do it over here. This paddle is over here on this side. So it's kind of the opposite because of that crossover. I have an English translation of the instructions for adjusting the paddle, and I'll add that to that link to the video notes below. The tension provided by the magnets in the BaMaTech paddle can be adjusted between 5 grams and 45 grams on each side. As supplied, the tension is set at 12 grams, and I have not felt the need to alter it at all. I think the tension is perfect as is. So in the instructions, they talk about how you have to adjust these screws right here before you adjust the so first you actually, let me take that back. Use the Allen wrench to loosen these here. So first you would loosen this with an Allen wrench, and then you can adjust this, and then you retighten it. And then over here in the front, you do the same thing. You use the Allen wrench to loosen this pin, and then you adjust it. So again, tension in the front, and I mean, no, contact in the front here, how far the spacing is, and then the tension is here in the back. But you have to free those up with these 4 screws on the bottom. The underside of the housing has magnets that, in my opinion, are the strongest yet of all the paddles I've reviewed at this point. It seems to be the only mounting option, but it's a very acceptable one to me because I'll either be holding it or occasionally I'll need to set it down on the top of my radio, and it holds well there. Agility, I can't emphasize enough how good these paddles feel. It seems that as I go along with my reviews, each paddle seems to get better and better with the agility. As good as some of the other paddles are, like the American Morse with its agility, this still feels better and actually the best of all of them that I've reviewed so far. It is a magnetic paddle and uses ball bearings as well. The paddle mechanism is supplied with a 3.5 millimeter stereo plug in the back, but I don't recall it coming with an actual cable, so you'd have to supply that yourself from what I remember. I bought this quite a while ago, and I can't remember, but I don't think it comes with a 3.5 millimeter cable. But that doesn't matter. You've got the jack here, and all you got to do is go on Amazon and pick one up. So that brings me to the grade for this paddle. And again, let me emphasize that these are my thoughts and others may have differing opinions. I am trying a little harder to put this through a little bit more rigors, different types of scenarios, and trying to use the paddle a little bit longer to make sure that I can get a real feel for how good it is. So I'm going to start off with the cost. The cost is a bit more than the other paddles I've reviewed. It's a high quality paddle, and the cost probably reflects its value. So, but I think I'm gonna give it a C because it's a suitable cost, but I don't think it's anything that is a great deal. Durability. This paddle, in my opinion, is made strong enough to grant an A for durability as far as the grade goes. It's solid, high quality, durable materials. It feels sturdy, and I believe it will hold up well over a long period of time. As far as weight goes, I'm going to give the paddle a B. The paddle is a little heavier than some of the others I've reviewed, coming in a little over the 50 gram arbitrary setting that I have. So since it comes in a little over the 50 grams, I'm going to be consistent and give it a B. Size, I'm going to give it a B as well. It is on the small side, and it's perfectly suitable for a portable paddle in the pack as far as I'm concerned. Agility, A. As I mentioned earlier, there is no play in the paddles. It is very solid, very smooth, and better than any of the other paddles that I've graded so far. So definitely an A on the agility. That brings me to customer service. I think that Markus is very responsive. I mean, I received the package well bundled up, and it made it here, even with some hiccups, some problems with the shipping. Very well packed. I actually reached out to Markus probably on 3 or 4 different occasions with questions, and within a day he had answers for me and explained things to me. So I definitely would give Markus an A on his customer service. On the enclosure, I'm gonna give it a pass. I mean, obviously, it's enclosed and fully enclosed here, so I think that a pass. I remember I'm doing pass fail on the enclosure. Mounting, a B. I like the magnet mounts, and these mounts are very strong. So for beauty, I'm also going to give it an A. It's a really unique design and very beautifully made, and the paddle has different color options. It's just cool. I really like it, so I'm going to give it a A. So overall, I'm going to say this key has become my primary key of late, and I don't see myself going away from it anytime soon. I mean, I have here the Pico Palm still, and that still is a great paddle, and I use it. I had been using it as my primary, but I'm going to say that this BaMaKey TP-III, it's smoother than the than this Pico Palm. So I really like using this paddle. It's my favorite one so far, and I don't know. I really don't know if I'm going to find a better one. So that wraps up my thoughts on this key. So let's go ahead and get this plugged into the radio and give it a test run. Before I get going, let me mention that somebody put in the comments a question about this dummy load that I have, where I got it from, and the answer is I got it from QRP guys. I'll put a link to this, well, its successor in the notes below. You can't get this one anymore with the 4 resistors. It comes with more resistors now. Somebody also asked me about the speaker, where I got it from. It's just an Anker that I got off of Amazon. I'll go ahead and put the link to that in the notes below as well. So let's go ahead and see how this key performs. Well, that does it. Let's go back over and I'll give some concluding remarks.
Okay, so that is it for the BaMaKey TP-III made by BaMaTech. I'll have the link to their website below in the notes for this video, along with the link for the Anker speaker, an Amazon link for that, and then the link to that dummy load that I use with the QRP guys, also down below. I'll put a link there for all that. So one more thing, Sebastian just reached out to me after watching the previous video that I released just a day or two before this one, and he saw my concerns about the paddle, the Radio Adventure Gear paddle that he puts out and sells, and he mentioned that he's made some modifications to the paddle since the version I had received, and I think I got like one of the first ones that he ever made. So since then, he's made some modifications to it and improved it, added a spring and a stronger spring and a few other things. Apparently, the post bending isn't the issue like I had assumed, but it's just more having to do with the tension and a few other things. So if you experienced what I experienced, and especially if you reached out to me and let me know that you had the same problem with the contacts, please reach out to Sebastian. He deserves the A grade that I gave him for customer service, and I guarantee you he will make it right for you one way or another. So reach out to him if you've had problems with the contacts like I have. So with that, I would say 73 to you guys who have joined me. Remember, this is a series, so I'll be having another video with another paddle review coming out in a few weeks. And so come on back and join me for that next one. And we'll say 73 to you all, and catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.